What's up, my Madden Rebuild Warriors? My name is David, and it is time for the 2025 draft of franchises. We got the Pooch over here, Asher. You can't see her, but the cat's over there. We are up early trying to record this and get this done. Now, what you will see behind me is the first 8 picks of the draft because, we were recording this, and I don't know what happened, but after the 8th pick, the recording dropped out and we lost them. Excuse me. So I'm going to show you the first 8 picks in a different way because we don't have the recording of going through the draft in the first 8 picks. Other than that, we are going to finish out the first round and then not show you the entire draft. There's no reason. We're just going to kind of go into like a draft recap of each franchise focus team and then point out some other teams that I think did very well in the draft. So with the first pick, the Jets took Scotty Miller. He's a hidden development. We'll take a look at his stats here. 93 throw power, 76 overall. And then our Panthers took Anthony Childress. He is the best player in the draft, 81 overall, superstar, X Factor. He's a beast. And then another beast goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Shaquille Pearman, 78 overall, 6'5", 89 speed, 93 acceleration. The fourth pick, the Seahawks take Bernard Perkins. He's a hidden development, 74 overall, 96 throw power. And then we go to Reggie Poindexter, outside linebacker, 76 overall, hidden development for the Detroit Lions. Ben Larkin goes to the Minnesota Vikings. He's hidden development, of course, 79 overall. And then Gallery goes to the Falcons, 72 overall, hidden development. So let's get into the draft without further ado.
The Jaguars are on the clock. With the next selection, the Saints are on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens. Next up, the Titans are on the clock.
All right, we are back here with the Titans. They are on the clock, and they are on the need. A couple things. Actually, all these teams are needs to fill out some positions. As we look through the list of what they need, the Titans need a safety, either a starter or another backup at free safety. They need a cornerback 4 and 5. They need a left end and they need another edge rusher. They could also use an upgrade at the right tackle, or actually the right guard. But we're looking at good here as a free safety. I think we can get by with edge rusher, but it'd be nice to have an upgrade at safety. And we're going to take Jared Good, who is good. He's a hidden development, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, good strength, agility, change of direction, jumping. And then we're going to post here, since we've gone back, and take a nice look at him. He's a 74 overall. So good pick there for the Tennessee Titans. And we're going to hang out with you until we get to our next pick. Surprising pick here. The Browns take a quarterback. Deshaun Watson's really starting to regress, and they still have to pay him a lot of money, but you got to win, so you're going to bring in another quarterback and at least give him a year to develop. Bills take a corner. They need to replace a bunch of players. Or never mind, the Bills ought to take a corner. They took right outside linebacker. And then that puts the Bengals on the clock. And the Bengals are in need of a wide receiver big time. That's probably their biggest need. They need a wide receiver 3. Everything else is kind of just backup position and depth. Looking at Matt Kyle here, he's the fastest player in the draft. He's 6'1". He's probably going to be low rated, but he's hidden development, 99 speed. We'll take that. 6'1", 177. Hopefully he's a high development. And spoiler alert, he is. I'm going to show you here. He's only a 66 overall, but he is a superstar. So, Bengals definitely got their third wide receiver. And now we got the Cardinals on the block. And what are they on the block? I say that so much. They're on the clock. And they really need some backup safeties here. Royal looks pretty decent, but he's only, I think, being projected around 1 to 2 kind of hurts what his development could be. They need a center as well. I think Karras could start, but it'd be nice to upgrade Ted Karras and just have him as depth. I mean, they had the money to re-sign him, but if we can get a center or another lineman with development here for the Cards, we can get that guy upgraded over Ted Karras pretty quickly by the end of the season. So there's a couple guys we're looking at here. Levi Tyson's not bad, but Barry Alexander just looks a little bit better. I mean, you got 3 A's, decent speed, strength. We're going to go with Barry Alexander. And he's a hidden development, 90 strength. We'll take a look at him real quick. Only a star development, so I will spoil that. But he's 75 overall, so he's only 2 points away from starting over Ted Karras. So good pick there by our Arizona Cardinals. 49ers are on the clock. They get skipped, and that brings us to the Bears after they take a left tackle. The Bears, what do the Bears need? Looking at our notes, Bears need a defensive tackle number 2. Basically a starting D tackle. They really could use some depth there. I mean, they brought in Alan McNeil, 82 overall starter, but Jalen Gaffney looks pretty good. So we are going to take a look at him more than likely. I think we're leaning that way. And we do select Jalen Gaffney, 91 strength, 76 speed, 79 acceleration, 6'1", 305. He's a hidden development, and I will tell you that he is a star. And he's only 72 overall as we take a quick look at him here. So good pick by the Bears, getting another player they need. Skip through the Chiefs. They take a right tackle. They're in cap hell. That Mahomes deal. You paying quarterbacks, you're in trouble, man. Cowboys, they were in cap issues. They take it looks like an end. And that puts the Chargers on the clock. And the Chargers, they really need a defensive tackle as well, just like the Bears. Pretty complete team. So for the most part, they need backups, and they need a starter here on the defensive line. Switching to a 4-3, like most of the teams. So we'll be looking at one of these defensive tackles here. And I think I like Terrence Goodwin just a little bit more as a selection. 93 strength, 70 speed, 78 acceleration, hidden development. We'll take a look at him. He is a star development with a 75 overall rating, so a really good pick there. He's an instant starter for us. And then right to the Commanders. What do the Commanders need? Commanders need another edge rusher. Now, we're in a spot where there's not many speedy edge rushers. They're switching to a 3-4. They're actually one of the only teams that's going to be running a 3-4 because they have 3 defensive linemen, and we want to get them on the field at the same time. Jezron Newton will be playing an end spot. You got Deron Payne playing the nose tackle there. So we need some outside linebackers. They could probably also use another wide receiver. Actually, they really do need another wide receiver. They're kind of just like Bengals, but not as complete. I don't see. We do like this JD Melton, but we're gonna wait in the draft because he's a later draft pick. But we have him kind of start there. Bigger wide receiver with some speed. Probably not a development guy. Too early to take him. The other guys are probably hitting development fast, but like the Bengals wide receiver, probably low overall. Don't want to mess with him. This man looks pretty interesting, I will say. Thinking about taking him, but he's a run stopper. He's not really an edge rusher, either power or speed. So we're just going to go with the simple pick here, I think, in Peck. He might be a little bit slower, but good run down, first down, short yardage type guy you want on the field. I mean, we'll take it. He's got strength, he's great acceleration. I mean, he can definitely get after the quarterback. So we're gonna take him. He's not a hidden development, but he's got some great strength, good acceleration. That injury is an F, which is concerning, but we have some depth there already. So let's take a look at him. Obviously, not a hidden development, but he's a 76 overall, so he's a starter for us. Good player, 6'5". And that brings us to the end of the first round where the Miami Dolphins are selecting. Skip ahead, and they take a center. All right, let's get to a draft recap team by team. Instead of showing the whole draft, we're just going to do a recap of each team that we're controlling, all 8 teams, and highlight the players, the key players that we got in each draft. I didn't go crazy with getting value. I stuck to a script of need and a player in the round. That way I wasn't like stealing all kinds of really good players that were, in later rounds. So as you can see, the Panthers had the second overall pick, and they got the best player in the draft with 81 overall. Anthony Childress is a superstar, X Factor, hidden development. Yes, I went ahead and looked at what his development was. And then they followed up with a nice pick in Rashad Golston in the second round. But other than that, their draft really fell off. And then ton of picks here in true Patriots fashion. Didn't have a first-round pick because they used that to get Tariq Woolen. But they did get some interesting picks here. Jamarian Patrick is a hidden development, 73 overall. He is a defensive end for them. But that was pretty much it for the Patriots. Jarrett Good is a free safety for the Tennessee Titans. Again, nothing crazy with the draft. Jarrett Good, first rounder, is a hidden development. I believe he is only star, but he's got decent speed, and he's 74 overall. He'll be a good player for us. And then followed up with Evan Stern, 72 overall, hidden development guard. So that offensive line is really boosted for the Tennessee Titans. Center, this offensive lineman was a need, boosting that for the Cardinals. They would have had a much better offensive line if we had done what I wanted to do with the draft last year in 2024, but we had to reset things, and it's still gonna have a really nice offensive line. Matt Kyle, I was really excited for this player for the Bengals. He's only a 66 overall, but he's a hidden development superstar with 99 speed. So he's going to be a really good player for them. It's a good thing that Madden gave him a low overall because he's going to be a monster. Then Gief, or Jeff, as people like to call him, tight end, hidden development. He is a star. Most tight ends seem to be hidden development stars with lower overalls. The Bears just keep getting what they need, and the Bears are looking like one of the best teams. Jalen Gaffney is a starting defensive tackle for them, in my opinion. He's a hidden development, 72 overall. So between the last couple drafts and offseason, Bears are the next team, in my opinion, to go after that Super Bowl. Interesting player here, Anthony Bowles. 72, not a hidden development, but he's got size, speed, and acceleration. He should be a good player if he ever gets on the field. And same with Darren Bernard. 6'3 corner, 92 speed, 90 acceleration, 74 overall, no hidden development. Dom Mack, a hidden development tight end later in the draft. So the Bears also had the best draft of any of the franchise focus teams, in my opinion, having 4 hidden development guys, I believe, and just a bunch of guys in the 70s. Even Raymond Boyd with a 61 overall hidden development. Chargers are going to charge Terrence Goodwin, another defensive tackle needy team. He goes to the Chargers in the first round, 75 overall, hidden development. Looking really good for the Chargers on the defensive line with 93 strength. And then they follow that up with Gabe Foreman. I believe Gabe's a superstar, but he's 74 overall hidden development, so a nice middle linebacker for them. Washington, back end of the draft, pick 31. They take Mac Peck. He's going to play outside linebacker for them in their 3-4. Not a hidden development, though, but 76 overall. We'll take it. Good power rush player here. Wish he was a little bit faster. And then we really like J.D. Melton, but he's only 70 overall, and he's not hidden development. But he's 6'1", 93 speed, 94 acceleration. They did get a hidden development tight end later in the draft. Brody Robertson, number 80. And then maybe their new starting running back, Rick Lowry, 74 overall with a hidden development. So there you go. That's the draft recap for the top teams in, not the top teams, but the teams that we control, the 8 franchise focus teams. All right, let's take a look at who won the overall draft round by round and point out some teams that I think are interesting and had really good drafts. All right, so let's go round by round here. This is the look of all rounds, but let's show you the number 1 overall, not overrated, but the highest overall player, which was taken by the Panthers, followed by the Vikings with Ben Larkin, Manny Richards. He was in the 3rd round, so we will get to that round by round. The rest of these guys were in the 1st round. Let me tell you, the Jaguars had a really good draft, and this makes it. He's got 99 awareness. What the hell? But he's not hidden development. They got 2 really good players I saw that are high overalls, but not hidden development. So Panthers won the overall draft with the number 2 pick. As far as the top picks in the 2nd round, you have Quan. As you can see, the Jaguars, Tyler Magana, Kari Caldwell, and Tremaine Hewitt for the Steelers. Steelers also did very well this offseason and with the draft. 3rd round, who won that? Obviously, the Jaguars. They got a 79 overall. Tyrone Mixon would be the next player. So, Jaguars are winning the draft here early on. Nice corner goes to the Chargers. And we actually get Rick Lowry, 2nd best player in the 4th round. And he will be the starter, I think, for the Washington Commanders. In the 5th round, Bills again. Wait, the Bills? Wait. No. wasn't the Bills, it was the Chargers. But look, the Bills are going to be on my mind here, and I'm going to show you in a second why. Bills get the best player in the 5th round. I believe he's a hidden development. And I believe, come on, he's a superstar. So clearly, the Bills won the 5th round. Look, another 70 overall player for the Jaguars. I mean, he's not super fast, but still, that's a good player right there. 6th round goes to the Lions with Zach Carroll. And then the Steelers again, Jeremy Lambert, really good player there. I don't think he's hidden development, no. And I don't think Zach Carroll's hidden development either, no. Round 7, who got the hidden gem? Can you call a fullback the best player? Maybe. Well, Mike Redmond goes to the Bengals as the highest overall rated player. Kai Kelly, not super fast, but goes to the Texans. Kobe Sims, a corner for the Bills. The Bills really needed to do a good draft, have a good draft, because they sucked. With all the cap problems that they had. So teams I want to highlight here absolutely are the Jaguars. Yeah, they did great. They got 4 70 overall players with their short amount of picks they had, including another power rusher who's 68 overall and probably will go up if he gets moved to an end spot. And then we had the Steelers. They had a great offseason. Now, they got Thurston in the 1st round. And let's show you something about Thurston here. Come on. Superstar X Factor. Yeah. Big time for them. Then they got Hewitt. So they did very well. Lambert's a really good corner. Miguel Beltran. They just have a great offensive line. He's hidden development. Their offensive line is absolutely stacked. They should be a good team this year. Then you have the Texans, of course. They need to get their shit back together. 76 overall D tackle. Not hidden development, but that's okay. Kenny Biggers. Austin Cameron. Not hidden development, but they got 6 70s, a 69. Not a bad draft. Stewart's not a hidden development. Quincy McCall, not bad player. Just taking what's coming to them. Kai Kelly's 70 overall. I mean, he's slow, but whatever. And then last but not least, we mentioned them before. The Bills absolutely killed it. Quan Rowe, outside linebacker. He'll be moved to a DN for them. Kevin Walters. They needed another wide receiver, super fast and quick. They needed another corner. They got one. Dominique Bowden. I mean, just not hidden development, which sucks. They needed another tight end. I mean, they needed a lot of things, and they had a lot of draft picks, especially in the 7th round. But I mean, they stole the draft with Jonathan Saunders, who is, as we mentioned, a superstar corner. So they immediately bring their team back up to possibly being a great team again. So good for them. They were, I know it says they have $38 million in money, but they were in cap hell. So there you go. That was some of the teams I wanted to highlight in the draft recap. So let's get to undrafted free agency, the rest of free agency, and we'll show you some of the teams in the next video, previewing week 1 and who we thought won just the overall offseason and really improved their team. All right. See you in the next video.